Hello, everyone. Welcome. Ditch the first offer. Let's get into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Vontina, and you are here with Hang Out With Me Friday. Today is August the 9th, 2024, and this is season 2, episode 26. The website is going across the bottom of the screen, in my hands, handmadecrafts.com. I want to thank you for being here. I have a lot to share with you today. My week, oh my gosh, it was just so much going on this week. I am glad today is Friday. I just had a trying time at work, but I am glad today is Friday. So let's get into our daily dose of inspiration. So just keep moving forward. You have the power to change the situation. Yes, you do. Instead of you putting up with things that are making you unhappy or dealing with toxic people or whatever it is, you have the power to change the situation. You do. So I'm just going to leave you with that. You have the power to change the situation. Also, if you have not visited the online store, I ask that you do to get your 10% off your purchase. Please do so. I have new items in the store, so check it out. What is under my sewing machine needle? I finished several backpacks from last week. I ran out of hardware, so I was able to get 4 done, finish up that last one. I dug around in my stash. I was pulling everything out, and I was like, yes, I found some hardware. So I was able to have 4 backpacks done for tomorrow, which is my farmer's market. And so right now I am working on a crossover bag, and the designer or vendor for that crossover bag is by, I got it here, Pink Sand Beach Designs. I love a lot of their bags. It does call for they use a lot of deco bond in their bags and a lot of fleece. I truly don't care for fleece, but I will always make that first bag to their directions so that I can see how it turns out, and if it's too stiff or whatever, then I will eliminate different things. So far the bag, I am almost finished. I am getting ready to make the scraps. It's not as small as I thought it was going to be, but I will see. I haven't fully put it to, fully sealed it up and turned it inside out and all of that. But it took me 2 days to do the bag I'm working on, because I had to cut my pattern pieces out and then figure out what was going to be the front and the back. They do all. So Pink Sand Beach Designs, they have a lot of pieces doing those patterns. So just to warn you, it is not a quick bag to put together. You do have to put some time into all of their patterns. If you have not checked your state, I ask that you do check for the shop hop, which started July 31st and it will end on August 31st. I truly have not done any of the hop because I have too much fabric in here now. And so I don't need to do a hop. So let's look at, let's see, Crafting the Future, Weekly Insights and Trends. So I'm going to just put myself up here on this down at the bottom. So the trends. I was reading an article. It was actually a retirement article that I was reading, but it had some really good information in that article that I feel would benefit anyone regardless if they are retiring or not. So in the show notes, I did provide the article link so that you can check it out for yourself. But it did hobby-based side gigs. And one of those gigs, of course, were crafts, gardening, reselling items, pet setting, and writing. And I thought that was great. Now I did, it was a course. Let's see, I subscribed to Creative Live, and there they have tons and tons of courses for everything that you can think of. And so one of the courses was a writing course. I'm not going to be writing anything, but I just wanted to take the course. And it was really a good course. The young lady takes you through the process of you publishing your own book, actually right through Amazon. I thought that was great. So those are just some of the hobby-based side gigs that they gave in the article. So read the article. It is. I really like the article. And then I actually got into. This is the thing with me. I get down in that little rabbit hole. So the global art and craft supply market was worth over $44 billion as of 2023. And I hear this story a lot, that people, my sales are down, I'm not making sales, or this, that, whatever it is. People are buying. People are buying. So whoever's telling you they're not buying, that is not true. Not true. I'm going to come back on screen because I want to share this with you. People are buying. So last week at my farmer's market, um, there was this customer. I pretty much know, I may not know your name, but I am very good with faces and the people that come to my table and look around at all of my items. I mean, they will pick my bags up inside and out. They'll comment on them, not to me, but with the person that is with them. They'll make comments, and then when they leave, I say, please, will you take some literature with you? I have an online store. I have everything out there for them. And even I made some 10% off cards, which I made in Canva, and then I had Canva print them for me. So it's a 10% off card with website and all of that on it. So this one customer has been to my table 3 times. 3 times she's been to my table. That's each Saturday. And she continued to look at this bag that I made. And I embroidered this entire bag with retro. I love retro art. And so it was an embroidery design that was all retro, that had the little bubbles with words. It had a telephone, like, then you put it together. It really was no storyline. You create the storyline. And so I created this storyline, and I did the young lady. She was crying. And then on the next panel, you would see the telephone. And then the next panel, you would see the gentleman that she's talking to. And I just created this whole entire conversation piece with embroidery on this bag. So it had pockets all on the inside, a place where you can hang your keys. Also on the outside, it had zipper pockets all the way around. This lady looked at this bag for 3 Saturdays in a row. And so last Saturday, she says, oh my God, I just can't stand it. This is the most beautiful bag I have ever seen. And she said, I have been here looking at this bag. I said, yes, I know. And she says, I just can't believe just the workmanship that you put into this bag. Everything is perfect. And then she says, do you take credit cards? And I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I whipped out my phone. Now I use Square. I don't use any other thing. I don't use Venmo. I don't use, I don't have, that's just too much for me. So I use Square, and and mind you, that was the highest value bag I had on my table. So She purchased it. I made it for fun. So no, I will not make that bag again. But at least I did get the bag sold, and she's happy with it. So that's what matters. I also want to share with you my weekly lives. Hang out with me Friday. Share this with other people. I come on at 6 p.m. every Friday. And then also, if you are not part of this beautiful box, I ask that you be. This is called the Bag Box Club. Because I love making handbags, I created this club that you will also be able to make the bags that I make. So this is a bi-monthly club. You will receive everything in your box. The pattern, fabric, interfacing, thread, whatever that pattern calls for, you will receive it in your box. And it is bi-monthly because I want to give you time to put the project together. So join me in becoming a member of the Bag Box Subscription Club. So Confident Academy, one stitch at a time. It is open and ready for you. If you are a beginner sewer, want to learn the basic steps, or you do know how to sew, you just haven't sewn in a while, I ask that you come over and join me at So Confident Academy, one stitch at a time. So join me there. Okay, everything else that's going on around me. So I want to share this with you because it's called today's title is Ditch the First Offer. So, it's not safe to try to do what other people are doing. And so as I ride around my neighborhood here, a couple of people, they were getting their area where they park their vehicles and other things was a lot bigger than mine. But they were getting the blacktop put down. So a neighbor on the other side of the street from me, he got his done. And then, of course, the neighbor that is on my same block, he got his done. And so I was thinking maybe I should do that. So I mentioned to one of the trustees of my church, I mentioned it to him. So he told the gentleman who does his, did his parking area. Well, the gentleman stopped by my house. This was in the beginning, sort of in the beginning before the summer even got here, in the early spring. And so he said, told me to stop by. And I said, oh, okay, yes. And he told me the little script that I have, I do not have a big driveway. It's just one long lane. $3,700 to do that. And I was like looking at him and I was like, okay, nope, that's not something I'm planning on doing. So he said, well, if you didn't want to do that one, we could do the other one. That was $2,700. Okay. So I said, no, I can't do that right now. So he came back right before the summer got here to see if, I was going to still get it done. And so I told him, no, I'm not, willing to put out that kind of money. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to stick with what I have. I have gravel. I have a gravel driveway. I'm just going to go ahead and stick with what I have. So he says, oh, well, we do gravel also. And I go, oh, okay. $1,900. And I was like, what? And he said, and we would put some kind of concrete in it. That didn't even sound good to me. And I said, no, I'll just think of something else to do. And so I sort of pondered on what did I need to do. And so I went and got me some weed killer. And I sprayed up and down my driveway to kill the weeds. And so I was on my way to Hobby Lobby one day, and I happened to look over to the right hand side, and I saw a place. It's a gravel and sand a company, and so I called and everything. And so the young lady that I spoke to, I said, do you deliver gravel to residents? Because I know they do a lot where you build homes and you do all of that. So I wasn't sure if they did residents, like it's a single, resident home without it being a brand new home. And she goes, oh, yes. And then I said, well, what would I need to do? So she told me I needed to measure my driveway, the length and the width, and then, call her back. So the next day I go out, I measure my driveway. I was like, oh my gosh, this driveway is longer than than I really thought. And so I called her back with my length and my width. She gave me the price. Guys, it only cost me $388. So she called me, she came back to the phone, and she said, you know what, wait a minute, if you are available, this was like the next day, I believe the gentleman can bring your stones to you the next day, which was Wednesday actually. And I said, okay, I'll be here. So the gentleman came, and then I learned something, because she said that it depends on how wide your driveway is, and if there's no obstruction, the gentleman will be able to spread it for you. And I go, oh, that's great. So I didn't have any obstruction, no trees, no power lines, any of that. So I had 4 tons. That's how much I had. And so when the gentleman came, his truck, because my driveway was 10 feet, his truck was exactly 10 feet. So he started at the beginning of my driveway. He lifted the back and he just rolled right on down my driveway. It is perfect. I only had a small sliver that I needed to spread out. That's it. And it is 2 inches deep. And so I am so happy and pleased with that. And so that's why I said, don't take the first offer, search around, call around, find something. And then it turns out, you know what? You didn't even have stones down. I mean, you didn't have a black top to start with. You already had stones down. So I am so glad that when that gentleman told me the cost, I was like, no, not doing that. $3,700. So, and then I didn't know if I would have gotten that. I would have had to keep having him come back to, I call it shellac it. I don't know what the right terminology is, but he would have had to do that. And how much would that have cost? So that is so I have a new driveway gravel, and it is fabulous because I love a well manicured lawn. I do not like junk. I don't like things that don't look nice. It really bothers my brain. It really does. And so I just love a well manicured lawn, and now my driveway fits right in. Everyone, we have been on the lookout here on the Eastern Shore for the storm. We had not a thunder. What was it called? I can't remember what. Let me see. What did they call it? We had a tornado watch out until 2 p.m. today. So right now, they say it's going to be drizzling and everything. So they're still going to have our farmers market, but it does show that tomorrow it is going to rain. Now, I don't know. It looked like it's going to rain early in the morning. And so I'm not sure if the winds will be blowing or not, but they have sent the email out for us that the farmers market is going to go on as scheduled. Right now, here on the Eastern Shore, the winds have calmed down. The winds were blowing a bit. It's not raining yet, but it is cloudy here. So I don't know. I will be at the market. I will just wait a bit before I put everything out. If the wind is blowing, I will not put my tent out. So hopefully it turns out it will be a fabulous Saturday for us here on the Eastern Shore. So, everyone, I want to thank you for joining me. If you follow me on Facebook, thank you so very much. I truly appreciate you. If you follow me on YouTube, thank you. I appreciate you. And what I will ask is that those of you who are on Facebook, I ask that you go to over to my uh, YouTube, which is In My Hands Handmade Crafts with Vontina. I ask that you go there and that you join me. Over there. I am trying to build my YouTube channel. And I would love for you to join me over there to subscribe and to also like my page over on YouTube. But thank you so very much, everybody, for being here. I truly appreciate you. Eastern Shore Sewists, American Sewing Guild, our neighborhood group, we will meet on August the 21st, 2024 from 10 to 1 p.m. Um, I met some of the ladies who are at the farmers market. They're like, I'm going to come. I'm going to be there. So normally I will send an email out to all of them so that they won't forget along with a flyer. So I am down to the wire. I am 8 months and 21 days from retirement. I will retire. My anniversary is coming up in September, and it's 23 years. So actually, I will go out with 24 years because of all the sick leave I have and all of that, and it adds into what I already have. And so I'm so ready, everybody. And so as in the beginning for the trends and growth of crafts, find your gig, start it now, do it now, so that you will be in full swing when you call it quits on that job. Not that you're calling it quits, but you'll be finished with that job. And so I've already have everything in place. I am planned. I am taking a trip. It's a trip. So everything is planned and ready to go. And so I just pray that the good Lord allows me to see it and enjoy it. So I want everyone to have a beautiful and safe weekend and be watchful with everything and drive safely because there's other crazies on the road and they do not drive safely. So enjoy yourself, know your surroundings. And as I always in my lives, my name is Vontina, and I am so grateful I get to do what I love. Thank you, everybody. See you next week.